through 12 and 13. Bezzecchi goes now through the fast 14 section. He's strong again in sector 3. Going to be close into the final chicane though. Goes Bezzecchi, 4 wins in the opening 7 Grand Prix. He was on the podium here on our first visit to Balaton last August. Is he going to be wrestling back P1 here in Hungary? No, but it's top 3 and that 37.502. Surely that's job done for Bez.
If Marco Bezzecchi is as high as this on Friday, then I think his rivals are right to be slightly concerned with how he may get on through the rest of the weekend, because we saw in Mugello, and we've seen it on a couple of occasions this season, Aprilia just get stronger and stronger as the weekend goes on. If Pecco Bagnaia is going to get stronger, he's going to have to start pretty quickly. Good second sector for Bagnaia. He's a 10.5 down. He's currently only estimating 13th place, but Bagnaia starting to finally get his weekend up and running, it feels.
His only front row start of 2026 was the pole position in Le Mans, which came right out of the blue, didn't it? So we know he's got 1 lap speed in him. We know that 1 lap pace is there. Can he deliver it? That's the big question mark as we look at the double MotoGP world champion. Attacking hard then on the brakes into this final chicane. 15 and 16. Now this is better. This is much.
Oh, it was.
Well, it was, and it was much better. Almost too good, wasn't it? As far as Bagnaia is concerned, he was almost down there. He was almost on the floor.
Still at 7th.
Brilliant. I mean, with a massive front end washout and on the exit of the final chicane, he still manages to find a 37.986. His first 37 of the day. He did it the hard way as well.
He'd have been somewhere near his teammate in 4th had he not made that mistake. The rear came round for Pecco Bagnaia. Initially looked like the front, but it was the rear that kicked out. The reflexes and reactions of Pecco Bagnaia might have saved him a place in Q2.
Pecco's a push-in, no question about that. He's leaving it all out there. What about Marini? Marini then trying to push Moreira outside the top 10, and he has. So one Honda strikes on another. Marini up into 7th, and Moreira gets pushed back down into 11th place, although Moreira's flying on his current lap. You can see his name just popped up on the screen. Marini then 7th. Danger zone now is for Brad Binder.
So Bagnaia is already back down to 8th place. We've had Ralph Fernandez fastest through the 2nd sector. Acosta fastest through the 1st sector, as is Marc Marquez. They're somewhere near each other on the racetrack. Here comes Moreira, 12th, back into the top 6 again.
And that has pushed Binder out. So the South African, they're now back in 11th place. Here is some hot laps coming in. Ralph Fernandez is flying. We're on board with the number 25. Binder's on the charge as well. Acosta, the Gil Antonio, and Marc Marquez. Sector times lighting up like Christmas tree in the commentary box here. What about Ralph Fernandez then? Yellow flags are out at turn 11, and it's going to try and find out who that is. Is it Binder? I think it might be.
Well, Ralph Fernandez has taken top spot, a 37.328. He doesn't have to worry about the yellow flags. It's Binder's indicator that's not moving on the track map, and that might well have affected Pedro Acosta. Acosta, look, he's absolutely flying through the 3rd sector. He might be about to get himself into the 136s here.
It's a bit confusing because Binder's stuck at turn 11 with his lap time, as you can see. He's still moving. Acosta is in the 36s. That is brilliant, isn't it, by Pedro Acosta? A 136.827. And that's a game changer in this session because he's gone over half a second clear of the chasing pack. Fernandez then is in 2nd place. I think it was Brad Binder ultimately that was on the floor at turn 11.
Yeah, it must have been a pretty quick crash and remount for Binder, but he didn't come through the 3rd sector in anything sort of sensible. So Acosta has moved the goalpost significantly, and it's a shame for Binder that too, because he'd also set 2 red sectors to start his lap, and in the end, because he's crashed so late in the session, he's heading for Q1 now. It's
a real shame for Marc Marquez as well, because I've kept an eye on Marc's 1st sector, and he had absolutely destroyed sector 1. He was on an absolute fly. He was up by about a 10th and a half. This is going to be the incident then. Well, this is Marc Marquez braking hard into turn 5. Now, that's not going to do anything for that right shoulder at all, is it, as he goes careering into the gravel trap. So it wasn't actually the disruption of the yellow flag, which was ultimately what did cost Marc. He lost 30 seconds in that gravel trap.
He's done another red first set to those Marc Marquez. So Bagnaia has been bumped back out of the top 10 with all of the action that's been going on. And of course, that loss of the rear. Bagnaia is going to get round for one more lap to try and rescue his Friday afternoon. Di Gianantonio also needs an improvement. He's down in 13th place. We've got Bastianini in 12th place. Quartararo and Toprak on their Yamaha 17th and 18th, but both currently improving.
For the first time since Le Mans, it looks like Aguirre is going to be going straight into Q2, 6th place. Better up now to 4th place. Now, this is what he needs. This is what Aguirre needs. Now, if he can start on the second row of the grid while he's in the game, he's in on Quartararo. That's a brilliant last lap by Quartararo. A 37.871 has pushed him up inside the top 10. He's 9th.
And Martin is now right on the bubble. He's on a personal best too, but with 10 seconds to go. This will be Martin's last lap of session. Remember, we've got Gian Antonio, who now takes second to bump Martin out. This is now a crucial final sector for the rider, second in the championship.
Marini's been pushed out as well. Luca Marini was, what, as high as 7th just a few minutes ago. Martin then does indeed. That was some last lap, a 37.734. Boy, did the 89 need that lap, and he delivered it. Not safe, though. Not a given that he's going to go through. He's 8th. Jack Miller, superb by Miller, in 9th as it stands at the moment. He's now back in 10th place because Moreira has improved. Oh, is there some late heartache coming potentially for Jack Miller? 37.760 from the Australian. 10th at the moment, just ahead of Fabio Quartararo in 11th.
Yeah, if it's going to come, it's going to come from a fellow Yamaha rider, because Quartararo's done 2 personal bests, so has Toprak through the first 2 sectors. So they're the riders taking aim at Miller, and perhaps most importantly for the World Championship, Jorge Martin, who is precariously sitting 9th. He's taken the checkered flag, remember.
Razgatlioglu might be inflicting some pain on his teammate Jack Miller here. Toprak Razgatlioglu tucked in nicely behind Quartararo. It's Miller who's right on the cusp. Is Miller's 137.760 going to be good enough? Luca Marini might also have a big part to say. As it stands right now, estimated position for Razgatlioglu, who was wide there, wasn't he, coming out the final chicane. How much time did that cost him? Lap time cancelled for Quartararo. Razgatlioglu on the line. It did cost him 12th. What about Marini? Can he push Miller outside of the top 10? We're tracking Marini now out of the final corner. The factory Honda rider goes. No, so Jack Miller then, for just the second time in 2026, will be in Q2. And that's some ride that by Miller. Absolutely brilliant. He's going to be the top Yamaha in that session. Once again, top Honda. And the only rider in that top 10 is Moreira. 37.708. So Moreira and Miller flying the flag for the Japanese brands. But Pedro Acosta, what a Friday that was from the Spaniard. The only rider to find a lap in the 36s, 4/10 quicker than Fabio the Gian Antonio at the checkered flag. Another brilliant job by Digia. Once again, he is top Ducati. Rafa Fernandez is 3rd, Aldeguer 4th, Aguirre, one of his better Fridays, is 5th. Bezzecchi, Marc Marquez, Moreira, Martin and Miller are through into Q2.